Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, wherever you are. Want to welcome you. When you come on, say hello. Whether you're watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube, welcome, welcome. From sunny San Antonio, Texas. Let's see, I got somebody on. When you come on, say hello, and you should be able to hear me okay. I don't think I have any audio problems this particular week. But welcome. I want to welcome you. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area. I go live on Sunday afternoons in order to show you how to make your handmade cards, greeting projects, home decor items, gift-giving items. I love to case the catalog, and then I also just enjoy being here with you all on Sunday afternoon. So I'm here to, I don't know if you can see above me, but on my wall, it says inspire, create, and share. And that's what I'm here for. Hello, Donna. Thank you for sharing. So yes, when you come on, say hello. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Jessica. My cousin from, I think you still live in Ohio. Hello, Donna Hull. Welcome wherever you're watching from. Like I said, if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, welcome. And let me find my banners here. If you are watching from YouTube, thank you so much. And if you haven't already, in your lower right-hand corner, there should be a little kitten holding a subscribe sign. If you will hover over that, you can subscribe to my channel, and there's a little bell notifications that will pop up after you do that, and you just hit your bell notification so that when I go live, you get notified that I'm live or that I've uploaded a video. So you don't want to miss out. I'll just leave that up for just a few more seconds. Okay, that's good. All right, who do we have? Who else popped on? Oh, Jessica. Beverly. Hello, Beverly. Yes, also, I generally have a couple of mods in my chat. So if you have questions throughout the demonstration, feel free to ask. If I can't see the question, one of them will. It's either going to be Beverly Hassel or Shannon, and she comes on with Scrap and Stamp with Shannon. And so they'll be more than happy to help. You know, I appreciate them taking their times as well when I go live in order to monitor my chat. All right, so what else we got going on here? Let me go ahead and throw this banner across the bottom of the screen. Other than to thank you for joining me. The monthly online ordering special is scrolling across the screen. We have 5 days left before the end of September. And if you, let me show you what the kit is. For the month of September, if you purchase at least $25 in my online store, and the link is scrolling across the screen, as well as there are links in the event description, you're going to get a kit, a free kit, in order to make, let me see if I can get these to show. I think you can see those. You're going to get a kit in order to make these 4 cards using the Ring with Nature bundle. Everything is die cut for you, embossed, punched, contains your accessories that you need. Everything is in a little envelope here. You get all your card bases, your envelopes, The only thing I cannot do is the stamping. And on the front, there's going to be a label that'll have a link to the tutorial where you can get your measurements if you want to do any replicating of these. So you'll have your measurements, and then it'll also link back to, it should, if I remember to post it in there, there should be a link back to the original video where I made these cards online during a live, so that you can go back and reference, because I know some people are visual people. And if your order is $50 or more, not only are you going to get the free kit in the mail, but you're also going to get a full package, a full 12 by 12 package of the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. Now, this paper you can't get anymore. This is what you got free with the $50 order during celebration. And so I just extended it over into the next month, and went ahead and did my monthly special so that I could get rid of all my extra packs. So you're still getting something for free with your $50 or more. Normally I offer a coordinating accessory, but this time I changed it to the paper because I had so many packs left over, and decided to give it away with the kit. So that way you can make more cards, more of those same cards, more of other cards. All four seasons are in that particular pack of paper. So you can make a spring, fall, summer, or winter cards. Okay, and let's see. But you have to use that host code. Use that host code when you go online and in the checkout. That way I know when this month ends, the kits that need to be sent. Hello, Robin. All right, so what else we got going? Let's just go down the little list of news. Why do I still put that on there? I did that last week. Hold on, let me take that off. Delete that. Okay, we should not have that problem anymore. All right, so what do we have now? I guess I'm still wanting to have a 24-hour stamp sale. We have weekly deals. We are in the last 3 days for weekly deals. And just so that you can see, let me stop that banner so you can see the rest of that, the bottom of that. For weekly deals, lots of weekly deals left in the last week. Your festive foils, your iridescent trim, the Abigail Rose poster, which when I take this banner off, let me undo this. Oops, wrong one. I'm on the wrong screen. It's the poster that's behind me up here, right there. I just happened to go on Amazon and find one of those hanging posters. Is that what they call them? It's like a poster frame where there's just a top and a bottom, and then at the top is where you can actually hang it. But the Abigail Rose poster's on there for $8, y'all. The Heart Pearl, Sweet Sorbet Metallic Ribbon, Evening Evergreen Window Pane Ribbon, Sparkle and Shine Sequins, Loose Flower Flourishes, Soft Succulent Weave, Open Weave Ribbon, Polished Pink Open Weave Ribbon, the Gilded Leafing, the Pastel Pearls, which we're going to be using today. I decided to pull those out. The Matte Black Dots, the Gold Shimmer Ribbon, and the Copper Foil Sheets. All of those are on sale through the 28th, which is, I believe it's Wednesday. So this is the last week. This is the last few days of the weekly deal. So go take advantage of that. And then we have our paper pumpkin. Ho, ho, ho. It does say word from the North Pole. Is that this kit coordinates with next month's paper pumpkin kit. And for those of you that aren't familiar with paper pumpkin, it's our monthly paper crafting subscription service, and they are themed. Usually the months before, we will know, kind of get a little sneak peek of what's coming for the next month. And so obviously we're getting closer to Christmas. So now that the Halloween one was over with, we have Christmas. So you have until the 10th of October to subscribe. Look at those boxes. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. And if you've watched any of my lives lately, especially last week, we unboxed the spooky treats. You know that our paper pumpkin kits are pretty much all inclusive. And so it has everything that you need in order to do that particular month's project. So if you are specifically maybe on a budget, but you still want to get your crafting on, paper pumpkin kits or any of our other kits really are the way to go. The stamping ones will have a stamping spot, an exclusive stamp set. You're going to get your adhesives, any embellishments and accessories you need, any card bases or project bases. Those are pretty much most of the time, well, all of the time, they're going to be scored, but everything is like pre-die cut for you. So all you're doing is popping things out and putting things together. And if you're not into stamping yet, or maybe you just don't feel comfortable, we also have kits where things are already stamped for you, and then you are strictly just assembling. And in those kits, those cost less because there's no stamping supplies that come with it. But generally those cost less. So if you're really on a budget, that's the way to go as well. And just make sure you visit my online store. Let me throw that back up, where you can go browse all of the kits that are available. And there's some super cute kits out there. But the difference between the kits is Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription, and the other kits you can purchase at any time. You don't have to subscribe in order to get those. And they're all fun. Whatever you're buying, it's all going to be fun. And they're great gifts. They're great little get-togethers. So if you have a birthday party or something and you want to get together and make some kits, that's the way to go. All right, so next weekend is also World Card Making Day across the world. And Stampin' Up! Is going to be hosting a free virtual card making event. In the event description, you can find the links. There's 2 links. There's one so that you can register if you want to register. And the second link is going to be a download where you can download the measurements for the projects that are going to be made. Okay. Those that are going to be participating, if you order the cottage wreath, or warm welcome bundles, they're going to be including a free package of the iridescent pearl basic jewels in with your order. So definitely check that out. I will be doing this. The event is from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. And that's also my open crop day. So kind of overlaps just a little bit, but that's okay. But I'll be on there. I may be live streaming it. I'm not quite sure yet, but I definitely will be on there. So hope to see you on there. And then what else we got going here? We'll just do this one, and then that way we can get started. We have my Leaves of Holly online bingo class. Registration deadline is October 6th. I have October 6th on there, but let me look, because I think I have it listed as October 7th in some other spot, which is fine. I actually intended it to be the 7th, which is a Friday. So it says October 6th, but really it's October 7th. Your fee is $43.50 and includes a bingo card and a swag bag, a product that you will use on your make and takes. We'll do 4 stamping projects using the Leaves of Holly bundle, which you can add on at my cost when you register. So if you need the stamp, the dies, or you want the bundle, you can add that on and you can save on tax and shipping when you do it that way. Everything will be cut, die cut, punched, embossed. We'll play 6 games of bingo. You have the ability to purchase extra bingo cards when you register. There'll be door prize drawings. And that $43.50 includes shipping. But if you are local to me, you can save even more, and then it'll only be $34. And then if you refer a friend, and once they register, I will include a free gift for you with your packet. So if you want to have some fun, this is an online event. It will be held via Zoom. So invite a friend or two to come and join us with playing some bingo. All right. So last week, you can't see them, but they're on this, they're behind there, right there. It's a box. You can't see them because it's kind of in the distance. But last week we made those cute little super treat boxes, and I have to have a different prize for this week because when it comes to like projects like that, it costs more to mail them. And I just want to make sure I keep my mailing costs down when I ship out prizes. So I have a different prize for this week. And let me share my screen. It is going to be a package of the classic matte dots. There's like four colors. I believe it's 4 colors. It might be 5. But anyway, they're classic matte dots. And let me share my screen so we can spin the wheel. And if you are new and you're watching, make sure it says share. There we go. When you like, comment, or share my videos, let's get to the wheel. You get entered onto the weekly wheel depending on whether it's Wednesday or Sunday, because I do 2 drawings a week. And when you share my video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, you get an extra entry. And so, but you have to come back into the comments and type shared after you share. That way I can give you the extra credit because I don't know who all shares. So let's get this shuffle. Here we go. All right, so let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I can't see the comments right now, but I want to welcome you if you've popped on after I got started. We're going to do a couple of cards today. And if you noticed on the icon, I'm still shuffling. On the icon, it gave you kind of a little hint of one of the cards I'm doing today. So, all right, that's enough shuffling, Barbara. All right, so let's spin this and see who wins. Where's my sound? How come I don't have sound? It's spinning. Oh, I also added like an extra like 5 or 6 seconds to the. Well, I don't know why it didn't make a sound. Oh, but Pat Coates won. Just writing this down so that I know who the winner is. Pat Coates, didn't you win last week? You won something, or this past Wednesday? I think she did. All right, let me stop sharing. I don't know what happened to my sound. I guess I must be muted somewhere. All right. Okay, now I'm back. All right, let me take a look at some comments. See who's on. Hello, Lisa, watching from YouTube. Beverly's also watching from YouTube, by the way. Yes, congratulations. All right, so there was a little bit of a delay with me coming on. Just a little bit of it, just a little delay, because I was sitting here, ladies and gentlemen. I was sitting here and I'm like, okay, I got that, I'm ready to go. And then there's a little timer. Y'all don't see the timer, but from my end, I see a timer, so it tells me how much time there left is until showtime. And I'm sitting here, and I remember looking at the timer, and it said like 1 minute and 36 seconds. So I was like, okay, good, we're ready to go. And right around, it took me about 10 seconds to realize, Bara, you were supposed to go get warm soapy water. So I was like, ah. So I like ran to the kitchen and found the first Tupperware thing, my rock and serve, the bottom of one of my rock and serves for my warm soapy water. And I just stuck it in front of me. So hopefully when I turn the camera down to the other one, we can't see warm soapy water, but I'm going to need it for one of the cards that I'm doing today. And so yeah, anyway, so that's why I was late just a little bit. So let's see. Beverly says off YouTube and on Facebook. YouTube was wonky for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope it's not mine either, but everything looks okay on this end. I have 2 check marks on Facebook and YouTube. But anyway, I'm going to switch cameras now that I've done the drawing. Let's go ahead and switch cameras so we can get started with, there it is. I think that's it. That is it. All right. All right. Let me take a little swig of my sweet tea, because we're in Texas and that's how I roll, with sweet tea. All right. So what are we doing today? We are going to be making a couple of cards. Okay. We're going to make a couple of cards using the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. And I'll be honest with you, my paper pack is a complete mess. But for those of you that need a little bit of a refresher, like I've got scraps all over the place. This is a gorgeous pack of 12 by 12 paper. And if you missed my last 2 weeks scrapbooking layouts, this is what I did my last layout number 42 with. Okay. And this past Wednesday, I just finished up page 2. So if you want to go look at that, I highly suggest you go take a look at that video, go watch it. But since I still had this paper out and I wanted to do something else, y'all remember a few weeks ago, I said I was going to do something, but like the project kind of was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I decided to revisit it like on a smaller scale. So I'm going to be using what I have left over of my Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. I do not have the stamp set or the dies. But my whole purpose of the last few times I've used this is to show you like how easy it is to cut out these flowers, like even the smaller ones. I mean, they have pretty defined edges. And so it just makes it really, really easy to cut those out and then to also cut out any of the leaves. So I wasn't too worried about not having the stamp set or bundle. But, you know, after cutting out several of these for today's project, I was like, man, I sure wish I had the stamp set and the dies. That way I wouldn't have to stamp these. But I still was able to pull it off. So let me put that off to the side. And then the stamp set that we're going to be using today is Peaceful Moments. I decided to drag this one back out of from the annual catalog because, you know, even though we have a mini catalog, you know, we still got to give our annual catalog some love. So make sure you still take a look at what we have available in our annual catalog. So we're going to be using this, just a couple of sentiments. We're going to do happy birthday and thinking of you with all my heart. We're going to be doing those 2 sentiments today from that stamp set. And on the second stamp set, we're going to be using, I have one right there, and then I have the other ones right here. We're going to be using the Stampin' Up! Masks. I got some palette knives, and we're going to be using the Shimmery White Embossing Paste, which we also have available as just regular embossing paste. But the shimmery one, oh my goodness, it makes such a difference when it comes to the shine. Oops, the shine from it. So that's why I needed my warm soapy water, because we're going to be doing this. There's several different masks to choose from. You've got this one and that one, different backgrounds. Got these 2 pieces, our little instructions. There's another one. And then, but I'm going to be using this one. I really liked this one. Okay, so that's the one I chose to use. Let me put that aside. Also going to be using our silicone mat. I'm going to be needing that as well. So I'll show you a little bit more about that when I do the second card. So let me get the first card. So this is the first card that we're going to be making today. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer. Do you see the shine on the flowers? That's Wink Stella. I just wanted to make sure you could see the shine from that. So we're going to be doing this one first. This one's pretty easy. I didn't want to do two cards that were, difficult. I want to just do one because I want to limit this to like an hour. And every single time, I'm also going to be using limited edition. And let's see, this time, what do we want to use? These are super pretty cards. So we're going to use the long one, which is handcrafted from the heart. We're going to be using that one. All right, so let me find I'm going to mount this. All right, so let's get started. I have all my little pieces here. And this one is a gorgeous grape base. And I've already kind of pre-scored it, but I am going to be using my bone folder in order to burnish the edge here. That just helps keep it down a little bit. Now on the back, where's my gorgeous grape? We're going to stamp it. We're going to stamp it in gorgeous grape. Okay. So let's ink that up. Looks like I need to. I think we'll be fine. There we go. Oh, look at that. You always want to stamp the back of your card so people know that there's some love that got put into that. I'm going to leave that open, but I'm going to leave that off to the side. And because we have a colored base, we're going to put a piece of basic white on the inside. Okay. I can use my seal. Just a little dew. I'm using Seal Plus, so it's super strong. And we're just going to put this on the inside. Get this piece out of the way. And then now we've got our front. Okay, so now on this one, I didn't write the dimensions down, but I'll tell them to you. So if you want to replicate this card, this is just a standard 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of our cardstock, and it's scored in the middle. And this is a landscape card. And so I have this sheet of designer series paper. I wanted to make sure that it had at least, because of the paper that I had left, I wanted to make sure it had at least a little bit of the gorgeous grape color on it. And so we're going to put this on, and this piece of designer series paper is 3.5. by 5. Okay, so we're going to put a little adhesive on the corners. And this one is going to go kind of like this, kind of sideways, but to where almost each one of the corners is touching like a corner of the gorgeous grape. Okay. And this is a sheet of our cardstock vellum. And this sheet is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And it has been embossed with the gingham embossing folder. Okay. So this piece has been embossed with the gingham embossing folder. And then let me put some adhesive just down the middle. And this piece is going to go the opposite way. Give it some pressure in the middle so that sticks to the cardstock. And then I have all these little pieces. But let me get my Stampin' out of the way since my gorgeous grape is still open. We're going to make this a happy birthday card. Okay, so we're going to stamp happy birthday in gorgeous grape. Oh, perfect, perfect. I set that off to the side. Hello, Denise. Welcome. All right, so bring my card back. And then I've got some dimensionals. We're going to be putting some flowers on. We've got this one here. We'll just put a dimensional in the middle. We're going to put this one right there. Now, this one is an end one. Remember the end flowers on your designer series paper? Use those. I mean, you can use one that's even like up as far as like half of it, but this one has a little straight edge to it, and we want to cover that up. Okay, so to make it look like it's the full flower, it is going to go right here. Okay, I'm going to put it right here purposely because everything else after that is going to cover it up. Okay, and I don't know why I have an extra flower. I didn't mean to have an extra flower. So I did die cut this one just because I love that color. And we are going to put this, oh, but before I do that, what I did on my little leaves is I kind of pinched them towards the inside just to give it a little dimension, okay? And this one's going to go right there. So see, we're starting to cover that up. And then did I put a dimensional on that one? Yes, I did. Okay. I couldn't tell if that one was up or not, but we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this banner. This little banner die cut is from, oh, it's over there on my other desk, the Stylish Shape dies. Let me go get it. It's like right here. Hold on. It's the small banner die cut from these dies, which, by the way, this is a very, 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 you've got your circles, your squares, and your banner die cuts for these. And if you look real closely, it leaves a stitched edge. So it's a really finished edge when it does that. Okay, so those are the Stylish Shape dies. And we're going to put this right across the bottom. Yeah, that'll work. And our happy birthday, I'm going to put a dimensional on that. And there's a little bit of space right here on this vellum that I can put the happy birthday to make sure it attaches. And then I have another little manually cut little leaf, and I'm just going to pinch those kind of together. And then with a glue dot, one of our various adhesives, we're going to put this one over here where that kind of just pops out on that little corner. And then our pastel pearls, we're going to use, we're going to use these pink ones here. Okay, and we're going to put, okay, that was really weird. I think that was one of the cats that made a noise, but I can't tell what noise it was. Put one there. The sound came from behind me. That's why I was like, what in the world? I think it's Beano. I think he's dreaming. Because I see him over on one of my other chairs, and I think he's dreaming. All right, so then now, Winkostella. Winkostella is our glitter in a brush. And we're just going to brush this over the flowers. And that'll give it that shine that I was showing you in the very beginning. Make sure I put enough on there. There's a little part here where it says push. And that helps to squeeze out the glitter. And it'll come through the brush. It's just an easier way than dealing with other kinds of glitter that gets all messy. And you can go over and over and over as much as you want. Because there is a little moisture to this, you'll notice your paper will curl just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, I think that's enough. All right. There you go. See the shine? That's your Winkostella. But there you have it. There is card number 1 using the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. Cute. All right, now it's about to get messy, y'all. All right, so this is the second card. Some of you might have thought this looked familiar. I did make this when I put the posting. I did make this the background. And this one says, thinking of you with all my heart. And so let's go ahead and get started on that one because that one has a couple of extra steps involved. But I got all my pieces here. And I decided to make this one kind of pool party with the pool party base. Okay, so I have my pool party base. This one is a landscape card, and we are going to be, I'm going to stamp this in Daffodil Delight, but I got to clean my stamp. Let me clean my stamp real quick. Scrub. Shimmy. All right, so let's do this. Handcrafted from the heart. Ta-da! Okay, so while I have that out, let me go ahead and do the stamping for my sentiment, which is thinking of you with all my heart. And then I'm going to stamp more over to the right side. Okay. There we go. That way I can close this up. All right. So we have all of our stamping out of the way. Let me get... We'll go ahead and do this because this is going to take just a few minutes to dry, and then I'll do the rest of the assembling. So with our masks, let me get a piece of scrap there, and then I have this is just a regular 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white cardstock. And then I'm going to put my mat over. I'm trying to make this straight so I can go by my lines, just so I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to put my mat right over that. And then you're going to need something to help hold it down. And if you don't have masking tape helps to hold this down. Where's my end here? There it is. But if you happen to have any washi tape works fine too. Okay. So you just want to hold that down on a couple of ends. All right, come on, washi tape. Go. And then I'll do this bottom end. You don't want to put any washi tape over where you're going to be working with. And so let me get that out of the way, because I'll tell you, it's going to get messy. It can get messy. All right, so I have my silicone mat. Let me bring this over just a little bit here. I've got my silicone mat. For me, this particular palette knife, there are 3 palette knives to choose from, but this one seemed to be the one that worked best for me. And then we've got our Shimmery White Embossing Paste. And I wanted a little bit of color to mine since it's on white. And so I am going to be coloring it with the Pool Party re-inker. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we need to get a little bit of this out. A little goes a long way, just so you know. I think that's enough. And then you want to put your top on, because it is paste. It will dry if it's been exposed too long. And then I am just going to use 2 actually came out, but that's okay. I used 1 on my sample, and then we're going to mix it. We're going to mix it real good. Mix it real good. So just kind of swoosh it around. Make sure you get all of it mixed. And this is something that you have to do pretty quickly, because like I said, it dries. I'm trying to get some of that white off there. I don't want to touch it. I don't have anything to touch it with. So anyway, just mix it really, really good, but make sure you're not mixing forever. And look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. I don't know if you can even see that, but look how shiny it is. It's shiny. All right, so now what we're going to do is, now that I have, did that move under there? Okay, I just want to make sure it stayed straight. We're going to take this and literally just kind of scrape it over. Oops, let me get some on there, Barbara. Scrape it over. I'm going to do the whole piece of cardstock. So you want to make sure you go over the whole mask so you get from end to end of what you're doing. This can be fun. It can be messy, but it's definitely it's fun. Okay, the result that we're going to get when we are done. And then you just scrape any extra over. There we go. I want mine to be nice and neat, so I'm going to scrape any excess that I have off. Looks like I got all of. There we go. All right. So where the soapy water stuff comes from is you want to make sure that your tools, and especially the mask, once I pull the mask off, I probably used a little bit too much, but The thing is, if you leave a little bit more on the top, it makes it thicker. So let me see if I can use up some more of this and just make it thicker. I was trying to make it not so thick, but I don't want to waste. So in some of these areas, I'm going to leave a little bit more. All right, I think that's good. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dump this silicone mat and my palette knife in the water. That way it sits. And then I'm going to take my mask off. And I'm going to throw my mask in my soapy water. Okay, so let me get that in there. Make sure it's down in there. When that stuff dries, it dries hard, and it makes it even harder to scrub off if you let it dry all the way. So you do want to make sure that, I'm trying to grab it from one area where, okay. And I'm going to throw this piece away. I don't need that. All right, so this piece is wet, okay? It is wet. So I went ahead and got my tool out here. So I'm going to try to help speed this up a little bit when it comes to drying. All right, I just did that a little bit just to kind of help speed it up a little bit, but you can see the design. It's still wet in some places. You can see the design, and then what you can't see because of my camera is there's a shimmer to it. Okay, so let me put that off to the side so that can finish drying while I put the rest of this card together, and I have paste on my finger. But I do have a separate 4 by 5 1/4 sheet because we're going to put this on the inside. There's the front. Yeah. Make sure this is still the front. So let's go ahead and put that on the inside. Just very, very simple. Okay, and let me check. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit more because I need to use this piece next. When it's completely dry, you will know because it's not wet to the touch and it gets hard. It hardens, which is why I had to put what I use to do this in the warm soapy water until I'm done, and then I can go wash it in the sink. And then when I do that, it just takes a little bit of time to wipe off. It comes off a lot easier than if I had allowed it to completely dry. Sorry about that. All right. That should be dry to the touch. If not, it's pretty close. It feels dry. It's like nice and warm right now for me. But hello, Joanne. Hello, Marcia. Hey, Jess. Okay, so I think it's dry enough. It's dry enough for me to do what I need to do. So I needed this to be dry, and so because this goes on next. Okay, so I don't know if y'all noticed. Y'all probably didn't just because of the angle. But when the cardstock is wet, when the paste went on, okay, it's wet. I knew I was going to do that. It is wet, and when I went to go dry it with the heat tool, it wanted to curl. Y'all can see it's like wanting to curl. Okay, so when I put this on, I want to make sure I have good adhesive around my edges so that it lays back flat like it's supposed to. Okay, and I can feel that this is like totally dry after it cooled down because it has a raised edge. It's like a raised feeling to it. So you've got some texture to this. And there you go. Y'all can kind of see. It's like a embossing, but it's like a raised embossing. And I know you can't see it, but it's got a shimmer to it because of the paste that I use. Okay, so now that we have that, we can start assembling the rest of our card. And we're going to put this on next because the flowers are going to cover up this left part of it. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on here. And we're going to put this on right here. I hope y'all all can see that okay. I really need to, I have bought so many different lights. I have bought so many different webcams that it's ridiculous. And when I look at it on my end, it doesn't look like it's clear to you guys, but I'm going to keep working on that. I don't know anything. All right, so we're going to put this one on first. And this one is going to cover up this part of the banner, but that's okay. But that's why I stamped. Oh, by the way, this was stamped in Daffodil Delight, by the way. I don't know if I said that earlier. Okay, but we're going to put that right there. And then because of my DSP, I didn't have any more of just the pool party color one, like the one I did on my sample. So this one that's more like a coastal cabana color, I had to use this one, which is okay too, because it's close enough to pool party. But we're going to put that one right there. And then I have this one, which is a different flower. It's looks like a rose. I wanted to put a little bit of those in there. So I'm going to put one right there. And then this other flower that's pool party. Pool party and coastal cabana, they go hand in hand. We're going to slide that one right there. Okay. And then I have the two that I manually cut. And let me just pinch those. So those kind of go in like that. Get a glue dot. And we're going to put this one over here. And then I have this one. Get a glue dot. And this one's going to poke out up here in that corner. And then this one's a little bit different. It's got a big one and a little bitty one off to the side. And I'm going to pinch those as well. Get a glue dot on the back of that. And we're going to stick this one kind of in there. Okay. And then as far as our pastels, where did my take your pick tool go? I have lost my take your pick tool, and my desk isn't even messy. There it is. It's on the other side of my heat tool. All right, so I'm going to use these right here. And on these, I'm actually going to, instead of randomly putting anywhere, I'm going to put them in the center of a few of these spots here. I don't know. It just seemed a lot like it made more sense to put it in the middle. I'll put one there. I'm giving it just a little bit of pressure as well. And then the last one, we're going to put right there. And I think I got all of the pieces. I think I got it. The last part would be to throw some Wink of Stella on your flowers. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. A little backstory to the paste is a few weeks ago, I tried doing it on canvas and it was a complete disaster with the capital D, you guys. So I was like, yeah, I can't do that right now. So I kind of revisited it and I thought, you know what, let me start small. Let me start with the card and just use a mask. All right, I think that's enough Wink of Stella. So that's why I was like, okay, this finally, I can work on the mask. All right, so let me bring the other two back for my little thumbnail there. Because two of these are going to be a prize for next week. So make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Sharing helps me. This is all I do. So when you share, it helps show the video to more people out there. More people, and hopefully more crafty people will join us. But there you have it. Let me bring that up a little bit. I don't think I showed that. Maybe I showed the sample, but there you have it. And then you've got that little, they've got the shimmer on your flowers because of the Wink of Stella. And I'm gonna have to turn it this way so that you can see. Ooh, look at that, so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm glad I chose that particular mask. That's so pretty. And then accidentally used an extra drop of Pool Party, but it doesn't look that much different than the one I used on the first one I did. I only used one drop. It's a little bit lighter, but I actually think I kind of like the darker one. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Thank you, Marcia. Let me highlight a few comments here. Marcia says that's the first time that she saw the paste being used. Actually, Marcia, that's the first time I've used it on a live. I've been doing this, well, I've been live a couple of years, but a demonstrator for 5, but that's the first time I've done paste online. So it can get messy, but the effects are like well worth it. So yeah. So thank you. Thank you for sharing, Jess. Thank you, Joanne. All right. So that is it. That is it. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration with these two cards. And if you didn't know how to use the embossing paste or the mask, maybe you learned something about that and you want to go get your own and play with it. Also with your re-inkers, that's another way you can use your re-inkers to help color your embossing paste for your projects. That way they kind of coordinate. But thank you all for joining me this afternoon, this Sunday afternoon, wherever you are. Stay safe. Make sure to check on your elderly neighbors, but most of all, make sure you stay crafty. All right. Bye, y'all.